Hey kids, this is Kid Rock with a special announcement for you. This whole debate on downloading music illegally and stealing it, I guess you will, has just really gone way too far. I mean, there's record companies suing kids, and the kids are right in saying that, you know, you can illegally download my music, steal it if you will, because I'm rich. And so how can I bitch about someone downloading a song or two? I really can't. But what I'd like to encourage all of you to do at this point is, I mean, it's true, it's just a song. You know, you take the song, you download it, big deal, right? Listen to this. Let's level the playing field. Steal everything. I mean, if you need a new MP3 player or a computer, do you know how much money Apple and Microsoft have? Go in there, get a new laptop, grab it and run. New iPod, steal it. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, they're billionaires. They're not going to miss a couple iPods and a couple laptops. It's okay. You need a new car? Toyota. Toyota's unbelievable. And it's a foreign car company, so who cares? Go steal a Toyota. Walk on that dealership, hotwire it up, drive it off the lot. Gonna need gas to put in that car, right? You know how much money the oil companies make? Pull up to the gas station, fill her up, take off. Don't even think about paying the bill. They're not gonna miss $30, $40 worth of gas. New pair of jeans. You know how much money Tommy Hilfiger has? He's rich too. Go to your favorite department store, get yourself a new sweatshirt, some new slacks, some new shoes, just put them on and casually walk out. He's not gonna miss it. He's got plenty of money. Don't worry about it. Once again, this is Kid Rock saying it's okay to illegally download music and it's okay to steal anything else you need too. So go get them. And remember, stay in school and stay off the drugs.
In the House with Johnny J.
Did you hear all that wisdom from Kid Rock?
Too bad it's not quite recorded live. But it is here for the posterity. Live on YouTube, Getter, Facebook, Truth Social, LinkedIn, and more.
Kid Rock proving that the AR is the most effective weapon when it comes to exploding beer.
Exploding beer.
How dare you?
Ladies and gentlemen, that's who we love and that's who we serve. This morning is April 12th, 2023. Wow. We were going to have flying cars. We were going to have all kinds of crazy stuff, food arachicycles. But better yet, but stay with us today on the Intervision FM podcast for fun and exciting topics.
It's running now? Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it. Okay. Thank you very much.
How dare you?
Hey, and we do that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this show, I got to tell you, it came out of a dream, and it was like really weird. It was like it came out of nowhere, and I'm thinking like, huh. Well, I mean, let me go because I seen that episode of Gilligan Island before, and I when the scientists transferred bodies into other bodies, and if you looked at this episode of Gilligan Island, you'll see that this was the only time that they ever got off the island, had access to a boat, but didn't go to another island or go back to Hawaii, even though they had the boat.
You know, it's interesting because I got my love for the sea from Gilligan's Island. I got my love for space from Captain Kirk and Star Trek. I got my love for, just things that are to do with nature, from, what do you call that? I can't remember, Wild Kingdom, I think it was called. And, it was interesting because in the Wild Kingdom shows, they were real big about showing what the two sexes were on the planet, biologically speaking. You had the male lion who did this thing and the female lion who did this thing. And their caste structure and their hierarchical structure really didn't deviate. They followed the edicts within, quote, Mother Nature set down by our Creator since the beginning of time. They didn't try to change their stripes or spots, whether they be leopards or whatever. They didn't try to do any of that. They stayed within their thing. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. I mean, that's just for you to decide because, at the end of the day, we all follow the edicts and dictates of nature, being human beings, obviously.
Yeah. And let people know who our sponsors is while I try to turn off some stuff here.
All right. So Christian Brothers Moving Company based in Colorado here in Inglewood. They're also in Arizona and Phoenix, I believe. And I can never remember where in the great state of Texas they are. They're a family-run, family-owned operation that will help you get moved from place to place within the nation. We try to promote and help out folks that, are in the community because we're all people. At the end of the day, we're all human. At the end of the day, we're all individual. And at the end of the day, we're all free. And that leads us also to who we promote as grassroots musicians, physically disabled, financially challenged folks, or both. And, we just want to unite the world through the power of music. And you see, over the last 50, 60 years, through the film and music industry, I believe, and this is just my opinion, we've been manipulated a little bit and, not to the greatest of benefit for the race as a whole. And that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. So I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got eeny, meeny grants, and we've got Denver Art Relief Fund, Colorado. I mean, is it Denver?
Relief? Yeah,
Venue.
Denver, Colorado Relief.
Denver Arts and Venue, I think it is.
Yeah.
Colorado Art Relief Fund. I'm gonna have to actually write these down and have it.
And I should put it back in our list there too. I should put that back in there. It's like,
hey, folks, if you want to become a sponsor, hit us up at info@intervisionfm.com, and you can join our newsletter. You can also submit topics, this kind of thing, and it helps you to stay informed with upcoming events, concerts, promotions. Johnny, I guess you're doing a movie. I mean, he's also doing a school. This guy is he doesn't let any grass grow under his feet. I will tell you, I've known Johnny since 1991, and I've always known him to never give up, never yield, never bend, never break, never surrender, never stop. And the only surrender he's ever made was to God. And I've got to say, I admire that, Johnny.
And this is not on our list, but the 25-year-old guy who was being terminated in North Carolina and decided to go up and shoot up some of his coworkers. Parents, what are we doing? Not teaching kids that life goes on. You may get fired. You can move on, recreate yourself, and move on to something else. You never give up, and you especially don't go in and shoot up your fellow workers just because you got a pink slip. I don't know what this generation is coming to, where they can't handle adversity. without
being a historical kind of guy and just chronicling things over the last 50 years of my existence, 52 actually, years of my existence here on this planet. I gotta say, man, it's the system. It's the way that we've set stuff up. It is the music industry, it is the film industry, and what we put into our minds truly is what we get out of our minds. If we put good stuff in, we'll get good stuff out. Adversely, though, if we put some, garbage in there, we'll get garbage out. And that's just the way it is. You can't put old wine into a new wineskin. You can't do it.
Yeah. And then we had this other nut job. He's 83 years old. I think he was going into financial woes or whatever, and he didn't want his family to become homeless, his wife and his daughter. So he kills him, and then he cuts up the body. And then when they caught him, they say, "Oh yeah, I did. I just didn't want to be homeless." Okay, dead is better than maybe living in a shelter. Another nut job. And it wasn't the axe that killed the people. It was that he used that, but it was the craziness going on in his head. It wasn't a gun that killed these people. It was the person craziness that used the gun as a tool to do this crazy stuff.
It's an interesting logical fallacy that we find ourselves under. 40 years ago, that was common knowledge. People don't kill people. I mean, guns don't kill people. People kill people. And now it's people don't kill people. Guns kill people. And I'm just amazed by it, because you can do that with any device now.
Right.
It wasn't my fault. I was just making banana bread and he fell on the knife 47 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Or people drown. I mean, should we ban water?
We got to ban water, Johnny. It's or maybe they get too much oxygen and they get, really, whatever happens when you get too much oxygen in your blood. Should we ban oxygen then? I mean, my gosh, we've got to look at this, folks, because what we've got folks like Kid Rock going, "Hey, look, I don't want to support a brand and I want to make a statement." And he was trying to do it, gently a few years ago, with his sarcastic broadcast. Obviously, he doesn't want people to go and steal and blah, blah, blah. He does not want that. But he wanted to try to shock people into, whoa, holy, I really got to think about things before I do them. So I believe that's why he made that laughingly, hilariously, oh my gosh, really? Did he really say that public service announcement?
Yeah.
I don't know, Johnny. This is a strange world.
I got a riddle for everybody, and if you get it before the end of the show, and we want you to timestamp your answer, so don't cheat here. Okay, what? And I have the list here. What artists? I won't say. Okay, refuse to wear a dress. Was it Kid Rock? Was it Flip Wilson? Was it Dave Chappelle? And if you can get it before the end of the show, we'll come up with something. We'll give you like a Innovision compilation 2022 CD or something like that. We'll provide you with something. But yeah, if you could answer that before the end of the show, timestamp your answer so we'll know whether it's in YouTube or Rumble or LinkedIn or whatever. And then email us at info@innovisionfm, info@innovisionfm.com, just in case if we miss one of those platforms. So anyway, let's get it.
A little bit of fun. I just said just a little bit of fun. I mean, this is fun, type of family friendly kind of thing. We want to we want to promote just this atmosphere of, it's going to be okay, folks. Things do get worse, or they do get better. Good times breed bad times. Bad times breed good times.
Yeah.
And we just keep the faith.
Yeah. And Mike, I see you there. Did you want to make a comment before concerning this topic? No, you just want to listen to what we're saying. So, because feel free to jump in.
Yeah, we're joined by a gentleman from outside the country, and we try to here on this show keep it so that we have an open mind. We don't sit here in a sort of echo chamber where we just tell ourselves what we want to hear and what we think you want to hear. It is good to bring up the fact that you want to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment if indeed you find these rambling topics that we make and that we invite. And if you find them interesting, hey, we want to know. And so does YouTube and the other platforms. So hook us up, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Don't forget to set your notifications bell to all so that you're all set for the next live broadcast.
So what do you think? What do you think, Mike?
I seen an interesting meme today. It said, my I had the wrong microphone.
Right. That's why I was rambling, giving you a little time.
Anyway, they said the teacher said the gun killed all these people, and the student goes, "My pencil failed my test."
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way.
The best meme I've ever. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Oh yes.
Pencil failed my test.
Yeah.
Failed my test.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, do you hear after this movie? Because I was looking for these different video clips, and Some Like It Hot, that movie, and I found a film clip, and it said like this was the greatest comedic movie ever made. I'm thinking like, what? I mean, it was good, but I don't know if it was the greatest.
What movie is this?
Some Like It Hot. And it was two guys. They had to they saw this gangster assassination, and they were witnesses to it. So they wanted to get out of the gangsters coming back after them. So they dressed up as a female, and they joined this female band. So these gangsters wouldn't get them and assassinate them because they were witnesses to this crime. And at the end, they have a scene called "Nobody's Perfect," and this guy had fell in love with the guy that was dressed up as a woman, and he says, "My mother, I'm going to tell my mother you're going to wear her wedding dress and all that." And so I can't wear a wedding dress, and says, "Well, it could be adjusted. I can't have any children. Well, we can adopt." And then I forgot what was it. And then I guess it finally came around to he takes off the wig and says, "I'm a man," and then he says. And then the guy says, "Nobody's perfect." I don't know.
Wow,
man, I'm thinking like, I would have said more than "nobody's perfect." I said, this is not happening. But in this movie, I mean, it was just little pieces of inching towards that.
What was that sitcom that Tom Hanks and the other guy was in the 80s where they dressed up as women in a dorm?
Tom Hanks. Do you remember that, Alan?
I'm afraid that my eclectic knowledge of acting has precluded me from ever enjoying Tom Hanks in anything, unfortunately.
What was the movie Tom Hanks was in that he dressed up as a woman?
Well, it wasn't a movie, it was a sitcom.
Oh,
a sitcom.
Yeah.
So it was running for a bit.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know.
They were in a college dorm, I think.
Huh? The Odd Couple?
No. Tom Hanks was. Yeah, I remember. Okay, let me ask him again. Okay. What was the TV show that Tom Hanks was in where he dressed up as a woman? Oh, can't find out. I know what the show is called. Bosom Buddies, I think it was.
That's it. That's it.
Oh, bosom buddies. Oh my
Yes.
God. Yeah.
And now go-
1976, 1978. Oh my gosh, I had almost forgotten about that film. I mean, that interesting take on things.
And Google forgot about it too.
Yeah. How convenient.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Man, I wonder if my memory concerning certain things, which propaganda Google will not show you, but if you were around long enough, you would know, but it's not in this Google because of they don't want you to know that even existed.
I got to tell you this, folks, and this is just my own personal paranoia here. Start keeping hard copy of everything, folks. Write everything down in hard copy. Do not keep your records simply digitally. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of space, and yeah, they can be seized, and yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff.
Also
But I am here to
EMP.
tell you, chronicle that history, chronicle it, because I'm not even joking. We are at a precipice.
Yeah. And I noticed my brother, like my oldest brother, he was a alcoholic. He drank quite a bit, and
Mhm.
and he's lost a lot of memory. And then my daughter, she drinks a lot too. I remember us being at her daughter's 10-year-old birthday, and she
Yeah.
doesn't remember it at all. And I'm thinking, like, you don't remember. And I described the whole scene and everything like that. She says, I don't remember it. And it's almost like I'm kind of pointing out to her that the alcohol is step by step destroying brain cells in her head.
Sure. So live healthy as well. I mean, don't make the choice when you're 50. Make the choice now. If any of you Zoomers are listening, if any of the folks that were born in the 90s, folks that, things that, just make a change, do what's necessary for you.
Yeah. It was something else I wanted to bring up about this cross-dressing kind of thing.
You had you had that dream about Gilligan's Island. You had Archie Bunker. My gosh. Did you cover
the Archie Bunker? Oh, this is another riddle. We just saw it this weekend, and then I looked it up, and I cheated a little bit. I wanted to find out the answer. Okay, Mike, I want to tell you this one and see if you go the same direction that me and Alan went. I don't know if you okay. A father and a son they're driving. The car gets into an accident, kills the father. They airlift the son to a hospital. The doctor walks in and says, I cannot operate on this young man because he's my son. And the riddle is, why can't the surgeon operate on the young man because of that young man being the son?
Because he's dead.
See,
You went the same way.
I kind of was overanalyzing things. Oh, medical ethics, all kinds of crazy stuff. And of course, I totally missed the whole idea that it killed the father of this. So
Yeah.
obviously it's the mom, but there's all kinds of double entendres there because
Yeah.
the way that the show was aired,
1972. Archie
19
Bunker.
they basically kind of kept you in suspenseful. Why? What's going on until about the end, apparently, right, Johnny?
Right. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. And so she's got to prove that you guys, your mind is biased, so you don't think of a woman as being a doctor.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
That's right. So,
I
it's
never looked at it like that. I guess.
well, there's definitely a double entendre there. I this is why the film industry and the music industry is so very important to get a handle on, because right now we're in a situation where we've got AI like Chat GPT. It can create scripts for the show that we're doing right now.
Yeah, I used it to write up my intro here as well. Yeah.
It can write songs, both the score and the tab for all the instrumental stuff to the lyrics to whatever you want. You know, Chat GPT can even masquerade as a 52-year-old Caucasian blind male from Colorado, if it was if the correct parameters were set, and even if it had a track of a few seconds of my voice, it could then literally recreate my voice and put in the proper inflection and the proper cadence, and actually masquerade as me.
Yeah, and I heard that AI reproduced Donald Trump image running away from the police. Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
And I'm
Did
thinking,
you hear
like,
about that, Mike?
No.
oh man. So this, I'm using AI to, because it gives me the keywords so I can put in there so these videos can be seen and stuff like that. But okay, I want to get down to this other part. Okay, now there's a show called Bewitched.
Yep.
And back then they Darren was saying that he's not going to give any sympathy to Samantha because she's pregnant. She's gonna toughen up, and so Endora says, "Okay, I'm going to make you feel what she's feeling as a pregnant woman."
I remember that one.
Yeah, and then he had this I guess dream that he was the first pregnant guy in the world. Now I should have Googled it before. Do you remember seeing when Congress was talking to these professors, and this one guy, he asked this one lady, "Can a man have a baby?" And she says, "Yes."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I Googled her name because as I was listening to her voice, it sounded like this one of these like really green-eyed, goofy, out there kind of women. And not to say every woman that have green eyes are goofy or out there, but I met more green-eyed women that were kind of like out there than blue-eyed and brown-eyed women. So in my mind, green-eyed women are a little bit out there, So
I wouldn't know.
Coming from a man they can't see.
yeah. I did a survey. When I would have a girlfriend that she was out there, I said, "What color are your eyes?" And they were always green. So I'm thinking, so according to my survey,
You stay away from them then.
oh yeah. And
That's pretty.
So but yeah, I'm gonna get her name and put it in there later on. I wish I should have did it yesterday, but I would have went so many places. With this. Oh, and then I found in Galatians chapter 3, verse 1. And in that one, they use the word bewitched as well. And I'm thinking, like, I wonder, is that where they got the name of the TV show, Bewitched? Because he's talking to Galatians and it says, "Who bewitched you?"
Yeah. Yeah, I've always wondered that myself in Galatians chapter 3, verse 1. Hey, wow, bewitched. It was mentioned in the Bible thousands of years ago. And they obviously made a sitcom out of the word. Why is that? Just things that I was thinking about when I was 8 or 9 years old. I'm like, why is that?
Bring witchcraft out to the light, making it commonplace.
Yeah. And it's just one small step. We're not really saying you should do this thing, still be a Christian nation. We don't want any more than that. Just, here's some funny things to talk a little bit about witchcraft. And suddenly witchcraft, which, was pretty big in the 60s and 70s. And, you thought, well, shoot, it's going to die out. Nobody wants that. There's these high-powered Christians running around with their hellfire and brimstone sermons, and they're going to keep us safe. And we don't want this filth. Well, then it turns into a situation where it's the New Age movement. Let's talk about crystals. Let's talk about herbs. Let's talk about different teas that you can drink that will, over time, help you to broaden your horizons, as it were.
And the Ouija board. The Ouija board was
And the
very
Ouija
popular.
board. Gosh,
Yes.
very popular.
Yes.
My God, people. And it's just one small step. You open up the door, and the door gets pushed open, inch by inch, by foot.
I got another trivia question for you. What movie put a halt to the popularity of the Ouija board?
I remember they made this movie called Witchboard.
No, that was one of them, but okay. But this other one really stopped.
This about the house in the East Coast.
Yeah.
The name of it.
But the movie The Exorcist,
Oh, yeah.
that drove those sales down.
That movie scared me to death.
Yeah, even me. I
It's
mean,
scary.
just the sound, the audio of that movie was pretty scary.
Whoever
Tubular Bells.
my gosh, those guys were incredible. Oh, that movie, even to this day, I mean, like The Exorcist, I don't watch it. This movie, Witchboard, I won't watch it. It was one of those things where, my gosh, man. Yeah, I mean, I was going down the wrong road, folks. I wanted to study everything, because, I mean, the one true way to God, is through Jesus Christ, right? Well, I was always told that, but really, does it really mean that?
Yeah.
So I looked over here and I looked over there and I looked everywhere. And my gosh, I realized, oh my God, it really does mean that. When you get to the end of yourself and you've got nothing, you are nothing, and you're sitting there with just you with your nothing, there is somebody, and his name is Jesus Christ, and you can't count on him.
Oh, definitely.
And one of my songs, it says, I didn't know I was with the lost.
Yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Mike.
I didn't know I was lost.
I didn't know that I was lost.
Yeah, and it was that. What's that? It's in the Corinthians. Good.
Oh, looks like John may have lost his, or maybe I lost mine.
No, I'm still on.
Yeah, Johnny lost his computer. He should drop out in just a second here, it looks like. Ooh, I wonder if I should be sitting here because the light is directly behind me.
You're fine.
Well, anyway, folks, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, this kind of thing. Hope you enjoyed this show. We got Mike Johnson. His single, Hey Joe, is something that we like to mention. Where do we find that?
I have a lot of stuff on SoundCloud. On SoundCloud.com with MJ5410 or Hey Joe. Then I'm on Spotify and Amazon, CD Baby, lots of places. One of my YouTube videos got taken down after being up for 2 years.
They're doing a lot of that lately, where they're starting to flag stuff, and they're starting to go through things and take down things they don't like from months and even years ago. That's why, folks, I am telling you, keep hard copy. I am telling you, put your photos to where you can physically access them. This way, you can stay sane. I mean, because there is a psychological operation. There is no doubt. But there is hope, because the creator of all, who made even these psyops, he didn't make psyops, by the way, but what am I trying to say? He's the creator of all, and he knows what's going on. Everything.
Hey, we know how it ends too.
Yeah. Everything is being recorded off site. These jokers that think, oh, we can come after these folks with the what do you have with an AI servant, Chat GPT, and we can, go through the internet and start monitoring everybody and anybody and just blah, 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 blah. You know what? There is an offsite recording complex, and it's in heaven. And, I'll tell you, when the righteous judge listens to those tapes, there will be no hiding. So, you know, if you haven't gotten saved today, 1 Corinthians chapter 15 is the best way to go. And it's really easy because he ain't looking for ordinances, you know, follow this, do that. He's actually looking for a relationship. And I'm here to tell you, when you do get that relationship going with him, that's going to be all you need. Well, and it will be all you have, but it will be all you need. I will testify to that to the end of my days.
My wife just got saved last week.
Are you serious?
As a heart attack.
I am so, brother.
She attended a Bible camp with our pastor and a few other ladies from church, and she accepted Christ.
Wow. You know, I had a similar experience. One of my best friends ever. I mean, I've known this guy for 30 odd years. And well, about as long as I've known Johnny, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
But
I'm back.
You're back.
God, this is ridiculous. Oh well. Anyway,
how's that song go? I'm back in black.
yeah. AC/DC, I know it. Oh man, this is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's going on. My computer, and I think there's some kind of malware in my computer because it seemed like it just shut down.
There's got to be either that or it's a heat sink issue. Does it do it consistently? Like, anyway,
just in the last 4 months or so. I mean, so something's going on. So I just, you get so tied up and busy with other things. I don't have time to
I know it.
check it out. Yeah.
Day.
But anyway, next week, we're going to have 2 shows next week. And then I'm flying off to Estonia to do it's called King's Day. I think it's not in Estonia. What's that place that they do marijuana? Amsterdam.
Amsterdam, can't get enough of that. Amsterdam.
Yeah. So they're having King Days, and my wife said she wanted me to I was going to take some CDs and sell them. You know, she said, "Oh no, don't take it." But I may just sneak some CDs to this country and sell them, and then they're going to think we're all Bronco fans because you have to wear orange on this day. So people are going to say, "Oh, you must be a Bronco fan." I said, "No, it's going to King's Day." So it's going to be interesting time. And I made videos some stuff, but we're going to do some replays from the past. And then, like I said, I'm going to throw in a few sights and scenes from this place and upload it. And so that's going to be starting on the 20th because we're flying out on the 20th. But next week we'll be there for 2 more shows. So, hey, for this weekend, since it's 85 degrees, it's going to be 85 degrees today in Denver.
Yep.
So what's the weather like there where you are, Mike?
It typhoon just passed us by.
Oh man.
Rain, lots of rain.
Well, you're always in my prayers out there.
Well, it worked. It missed us, so we got rain. That's it.
Wow. That is it was a good thing that and speaking of typhoons and rain, I was watching the movie Gilligan and I when he got off the island, and that was one of the things where a typhoon hit the island and it pushed them way out in the sea on these man-made rafts, you know. But it's just weird that you would say that like that. But anyway, so yeah, we'll pray for the people down there, and hopefully China's not looking to capture.
Man, they put like 10 or 12 U.S. military bases back there now.
Oh, okay. So they're trying to show that Biden is not as weak as he is.
Well,
yeah,
weak-minded, yes.
Yeah. Oh man. And then, did you hear why he was over in Ireland?
No.
Papers were found on some sidewalk of their plans on how to be secure in their security. And I'm thinking, like, it's just becoming a norm to release first they released the Wade versus Wade, the divorce abortion thing. Then they released other paperwork, and it's just like this whole. They're corrupted, but they're just releasing stuff left and right. And I don't know if it's going back.
They've also found that he was behind the Mar-a-Lago raid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard about that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's election interference. Plain and simple. Everything they've been doing is election interference.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember some stuff that was some pretty far out stuff that was coming out a couple of years ago. Hey, just keep the faith, keep the hope. It's all going to come out in the wash, and it looks like it's coming out.
Gonna be hung out and dried pretty soon.
It looks. You know, it looks interesting because it's really a battle between good and evil here. It's really all it is, and it is a spiritual battle. God wins, and we don't have a clue how it's going to work out, except for the Book of Revelation. And
we do know the ending.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of the ending, Dave Chappelle refused to wear a dress.
He did.
Yes.
That was him.
Yeah. Yes. And I'm not sure which movie it was, but it was a prison part they want to put into the movie. And they want him to dress up as a woman and escape from this prison. And I don't know if it was the Three Musketeers or in tights or whatever it was. I'm not sure which movie it was, but he did it in one of his comedian repertoires where, they just kept going at him with, they wanted him to wear a dress, and they were talking about how funny it's going to be. And he says, and Dave just said, I don't think it's going to be funny. I don't think it is funny. And I don't feel comfortable doing it. And I'm not going to do it. So you can look at the video where Dave Chappelle refused to wear a dress in one of the movies. So I wonder how many other men refused to wear a dress. And this is not part of history. When I was 9 years old, I was at a Cleve church, and I won the Halloween costume when I dressed up as a witch.
Not good.
So you didn't dress up as a warlock?
No, I mean, like, it was just, I guess, I said, what? Warlocks wasn't even very popular back then. But for some stupid reason, I decided I dressed up as a witch. I won the stupid contest.
Actually, one of my best friends in 7th grade did the same thing. He dressed up as a woman and put the makeup on, did the whole thing. He was spot on, apparently. So.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, hey, thank you guys for joining us. And we're gonna call it today after either the FBI or the computer overheating, or who knows what's going on. So
KGB, CIA.
Right. Maybe people don't really want to get too involved with technology, or maybe they do, but God wins. That's the main thing. God wins.
Definitely. All right, you guys, see you guys next week, God willing, and have a fantastic weekend. Get out, do some fun things, and enjoy your life, because this politics is for the birds, I guess.
That's right.
All right, God bless.
God
Thanks.
bless.
Bye-bye.